No, you're welcome along to Camogie GA grounds here in Limerick for what is the biggest day of the year so far in terms of a Clare Camogie side, because we are of course talking about the Munster Senior Club Camogie final between Scariff-Ogonnelloe and Drom. It's a day that we've been counting down for ever since that fantastic win for them in Newcastle over against Newcastle West over in Ogonnelloe that day. And as you can see right now on the field, the teams just going through this pre-match parade. Scariff-Ogonnelloe being led around by their captain Mairead Scanlon. What a role she's going to have to play here this afternoon as they take on the Tipperary champions Drom and Inch. We've already seen action in the intermediate decider a little bit earlier on, where there was a big victory for a Waterford team, Galtee, over the Toomevara girls from Tipperary. Drom and Inch hoping to add that senior title. Scariff-Ogonnelloe, of course, in their first ever senior Camogie Munster Championship final after their maiden title win in Clare a couple of weeks ago. Joined on commentary here this afternoon by Clare Camogie PRO Breed McNamara. Breed, it's that day when you march out behind the band. I imagine it's what every young Camogie player dreams of. There must be just adrenaline pumping through both teams at the moment.
Yeah, blood is singing through the veins right now, so it is Derek. It is what you want when you start out under 8, under 10, 12, up along the grades. You want to perform in a Munster final, a Munster senior final. It's the pinnacle for a lot of club players, so it is. It's a beautiful occasion. Weather is impeccable. Strong breeze here, but the sun is shining and we don't have any rain, thank God.
Yeah, we'll talk about the weather. We'll do our best Gerald Fleming in just a moment. We'll bring you the teams first. So we'll give you the Scariff-Ogonnelloe line out. They have Aisling Corbett in goal, a full back line of Alison McGee, Susan Daly and Holly McGee. It's Susan Vaughan, Ciara Doyle and Rachel Minogue across the strong half back line. Midfield pairing of Amy Barrett and Linda Daly. That one we spoke about, the captain Mairead Scanlon wears 11, and either side of her we got Aisling Corrie and Jennifer Daly. And there's one change to the inside line with the Danielle Sheedy dropping out for Alva Rogers, who's joined by Aoife Power and Marion Rogers in that strong full forward line. Breed, we'll leave the Drom and Inch team for just a moment. We'll just discuss that one change for Scariff, like for like, I guess, in terms of a dangerous corner forward, and unless it's an injury related one, maybe another option that we might see later on.
Yeah, definitely. Alva is young, she's pacey, and I think for this Danielle would be a superb impact sub. Danielle, if they can drop her in, even with 10 minutes to go, she's a massive goal threat, so she is up front. So I can actually see the reasoning behind Jim Minogue and his management team making that change today.
Not sure, Breed, if it was pre-planned or if it's a psychological thing, but Scariff-Ogonnelloe not lining up in the traditional 1 to 15 on the parade. Maybe just keeping the girls from Drom and Inch guessing as to who's going to line out where. For example, Aisling Corrie lined up there as if she was cornerback. Don't think that's going to happen. And Susan Vaughan had the look of a full forward about her as she went around that parade as well. But they're going just over to the far side. We mentioned the breeze. It's quite strong, blowing down towards the scoreboard end, as you can see it there on your screen, down towards that dressing room end. So that's going to play a major part, obviously. And we walked the field just a minute ago, Breed, as well. The pitch cut up a little bit from the first game. You expect that for November, obviously, when you host a double header, but it probably means that top of the ground stuff won't come into play. That ball is going to go dead when it strikes it.
Yeah, you're not going to see a lot of ground hurling on say today, because we've had a lot of rain over the past week especially, and in fairness, the pitch is holding up well. It's already held, as you said, the intermediate final. It's now going to take on a second game, so yeah, it's in good nick, but there's going to be no fast flying ball off the ground today. I think we're going to have a lot of dead ball as well, so we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, talking dead balls, frees are going to be absolutely crucial. And just looking at how the teams are breaking, Breed, looks as if Scariff-Ogonnelloe are going to have that breeze in the opening period. So yeah, you'd imagine, we actually spoke with a few people just before the game, that it's probably the decision you'd make on a day like today. You know, get the gander up early, get the lead up early, and probably, you know, not to use a hockey parlance, but, you know, give them something to go at in that second half.
Yeah, and I think what we've seen as well in recent games, where somebody had, like at the junior final, St. Joseph's had the benefit of the breeze in the second half, but they weren't able to capitalise on it and drive forward. So it'll be interesting to see how Scariff-Ogonnelloe work out with this one here today.
Couple of position switches. We can see already Aisling Corrie drop back here to right half back, and she's been picked up by Siobhan McGrath for Drom and Inch. So that's going to be an interesting tussle. I'd imagine that Ciara Doyle is going to fill that centre back position, as we can see, and also Niamh Tracy wearing number 14 for Drom and Inch has dropped out early on. They seem to be playing the two inside, and that's going to be interesting to see how that develops. On the far side of the field, we've got a line ball for Scariff-Ogonnelloe to be taken by their captain Mairead Scanlon. First chance for them to launch an attack of note, but this one gathered up outside there on that far side of the field, and it's going to be lashed up the line there by Susan Vaughan. What a part she's played in this run to a first ever Munster Club Camogie final. Centre back there, Maureen Ryan, just been put under that little bit of pressure. Scariff hopefully trying to get that breeze going in their favour early on. Mairead Scanlon, she's been a part of this story for so many years, so too has Marion Rogers, and she just pulls that ball into the centre out there trying to get it to is that woman we told you about, Alva Rogers. She's come in at top of the right here this afternoon, just all a little bit scrappy earlier on. We spoke about that, the ground being that little bit sticky, it'll make lifting the ball just that little bit more dangerous as they try to do that, and it's coming away with it. Scariff just trying to put the pressure on, kicked clear there by the cornerback, and that's going to go out over this line referee and the linesman over on that far side watching it very closely indeed. Just a little bit scrappy early on, Bree, just a minute and a half gone, and both signs, I suppose, just early signs of little bits of nerve.
Yeah, but you'd expect nerves from both sides today, so you would. Drom haven't contested a final. They were in the semi-final back in 2012, so the Scariff-Ogonnelloe lost their first ever final. You would expect nerves from both sides, so I would expect it to be a few minutes before we either side registers the score here, as there's a kind of a get-to-knowing you period ongoing.
Absolutely, we can see that work rate that has served them so well coming into play earlier on here now as Rachel Minogue drives that one forward. Marion Rogers keeps that in play in along the inline. We saw her do this in the final against Newmarket. She hand passes that and it's gone just over the crossbar. She took a heavy bit of a dunt there in the process though, did Marion. A brave score from her as she just prevented that from going out over the inline, cut inside and used that Camogie hand pass to get it over the crossbar. First score for Scariff, a little bit of a bang there for Marion. She's made it tough stuff, so she'll be upright and an encouraging start.
Oh yeah, she'll be up in no time at all, so she won't. She did take a good dunt, as you can say, but the steely determination that she had driving through, didn't matter how many were in her way, she was intent on one thing and one thing only, and the hand pass over the bar then and get the first score of the game. So Scariff-Ogonnelloe off the mark now, and let's see more of this.
Thankfully she's back up onto her feet, bounding out. Breed, what do you make of that hand pass rule?
I actually think it's a great rule, so it is, because it's a skill, so it is to be able to have it, and I think it's a skill also in that you need to be able to have the nuance in your head to carry it out. It is a good, it's Catherine O'Loughlin, who we all know, it was her key move, so it was when she was playing Camogie for Clare.
Did her no harm at all, of course, her first ever All-Star as well. Scariff-Ogonnelloe trying to keep the pressure on here, but a half-back line quite strong there now from the Drummond inside. Of course, we'll be looking at the likes of the McGraths, Emer McGrath in particular. We're told that that's the McGrath family name down around Lockmore, Castleiney, quite a famous one indeed. Rogers is quite famous around Scariff too, and Marion has it up into her paw again, comes through, strikes it in the back of the net. What a goal from Marion Rogers, picking that ball up. Rachel Minogue sending it in, winning it as she does out in front. She's averaging a goal a game. She's kept that statistic up here this afternoon on the biggest stage of all, Munster Club Camogie final. What a goal, but just 3 minutes on the clock. Marion Rogers sticking it home, Breed.
Oh yes, beauty, you could see it, and that's what I spoke about earlier when she got the point. The determination, the intent and the focus is there. She followed through this time, superb finish there, brilliant start for Scariff-Ogonnelloe, a goal and a point on the clock, on the scoreboard, and 4 minutes on the clock at the moment. Keep it up now, girls.
Absolutely, yeah. And of course, listening to Owen and James talking to herself and Ciara Doyle on Sideline View on Friday evening as well. She was a former defender, so maybe she knows how to make life tough. As a forward, she kind of knows what a defender doesn't like. It's an interesting dynamic.
It is a very interesting dynamic, and I think you see it sometimes. You would actually see Carol O'Leary is another one in Newmarket who's actually made that transition. Chloe Morey made that transition from being a back to a forward, and one thing they've all done in their clubs, they have raised numerous green flags throughout, so they know the tricks of the trade of being in the back and how to get through. Yeah, you
don't like to be turned on the weak side, because you're that half step behind all the time. There's no weak side on her left for the captain out there, Mairead Scanlon. First free from her, it's quite a strong breeze at her back, as you can see there. She's just about 60 or 45 metres out from goal on the far side, maybe 60 when you take the angle into account. She's bending low to strike this, and what a start for her side. 1-1 to no score ahead early doors. Dropping dangerously in, but it's dealt with out there, and again that Drummond Inch defence trying to bring it clear, but as we've seen right throughout this championship, there's nothing being given up handy. We saw them do that to the market to devastating effect in the Clare County final a little bit earlier on, just a couple of weeks ago when they won that maiden title. Still there to be won, battling away. Jennifer Daly trying to get it up, of course, the Daly triplets and their sister, all a part of this team as well. What a wonderful family occasion it is for them here in Cappamore this afternoon. Just gone into the corner, and the referee just going in to have a quick look at that. As we can see there on your screen, right front and centre is that cup. It only defence to see who's going to be collecting it a little bit later on this afternoon. The defence inside still Drom coming clear, pressure being put on there by Aoife Power. A good stick goes up from Aisling Corrie and she takes it down, but again just coming across, we've got the captain for Drom, Aoife McGrath, taking that one clear. Is going to be free for the Tipperary side, but it's a mark, I suppose, Breed, and we've often, again, the lads were talking last night, I think, on the preview, that hard work of Scariff-Ogonnelloe, like if it comes down to a dogfight, their work rate and appetite has been unbelievable all year.
Yeah, their work rate, especially I think in the county final. I suppose Kilnamona were their nemesis keen, and to get over them in the semi-final, that was, we did the commentary on that. For the Clare champion in the semi-final, and the work rate out of Kilnamona that day was absolutely superb, and they've carried that through in every game, and when it is tight, yeah, you've said it exactly right, Derek. It will be a dogfight, social.
Yeah, just to let people know, Breed is one of the most popular people here in Cappamore this afternoon. People didn't realise she was on the commentary here with us. We're out the back of the van in a good position, it has to be said, though, for watching this game here this afternoon, as we watch Siobhan McGrath take that line ball, just topped it a little bit and allowed Linda Daly to come in and try and get the stick on that to just break it up. Linda still going through with that yellow helmet on her head, but she's been turned over, and it's the first chance now for Drom to get that inside line moving. Remember, they're playing against quite a stiff breeze here, so the Scariff-Ogonnelloe defence holding fair good work there from Holly McGee. We've got Alison, of course, as well in the other corner, and Linda out there too. Linda Daly, Aisling Corrie trying to break it up, but it's that full forward. Niamh Tracy coming through. You could hear that traditional clash of the ash, but unfortunately a little bit of a chop element to it there. That's going to be a free for Drom. As we mentioned, Breed, a couple of their danger women in particular, the McGraths, Siobhan and Emer, and it's going to be Siobhan that's standing over this free.
And Emer, as we know, lines out for Tipperary seniors as well. We saw the damage she was able to inflict on Clare back in 6 Mile Bridge earlier in the year during the Liberty Insurance Senior Championship, and Drom will be reliant on her today for these potential scores from place ball, and Emer, as we have seen, she is impeccable from place ball, so she is. As
you can see there right in front of us, she's between the 45 and 65 metre line, slightly to the left hand side, struck across that one as she tried to take account for the breeze. It's not danger, not cleared yet. First big chance. Oh, what a fantastic hook there by Amy Barrett, getting the stick across at the crucial time. It looked as if Dee Dunn was the one that was going to pull the trigger there, but fantastic work by Amy Barrett. Danger not cleared yet though. Drom still on the attack, still looking for that opening score, swivelling around, trying to work it back into the centre. Emer McGrath though saw that yellow helmet of Daly in the corner of her eye and just took her eye off the ball at the crucial moment. Still that little bit of scrum starting to develop. Work rate is so important here, and who comes clear? It's Alison McGee for Scariff-Ogonnelloe, giving it up to Jennifer Daly, responding to the crowd to drive it in towards Marion Rogers. It goes. Aoife Power is working off the break, so two inside there now. Alva Rogers trying to pick it up. A late addition to the side was Alva coming in at the top of the right, as we told you. It's still inside there. Aoife Power and Alva still trying to get it away, not making things easy there for Emer Cahill, and they've turned it over again. Ball back to the ground. Lovely snappy little pick up. That's a wonderful strike inside, but just tailing to the left hand side and wide from Aoife Power, turning that ball over on the 45 grade. A lovely little pick up. Finish not there, but again we're just seeing what we've seen all year.
Yeah, as you said, it's the work rate, it's the grind it out, whatever. Like what should have been a potential score here at this end was overturned and moved the whole way to the other end. That just shows you the determination that's in Scariff-Ogonnelloe today, and how hard they're working to try and win the Camogie Donegal Cup.
We've got 9 minutes on the clock. They're leading by 1-1 to no score, and both those scores coming from Marion Rogers. Opened with a point before sticking a brilliant goal, and it was almost a carbon copy in some ways, Breeder, for a county final goal, in that, won it out on that left hand side, in along the inline, made the angle, and when she turned she got Savage Power behind it.
Exactly, it's practically a replica of that day. The grounds have changed, the opposition has changed. That's about the only thing that has changed, because the finish was the same, and the manner in which she scored the goal was the exact same as how she scored it in the county final in Clarecastle just 4 weeks ago.
Their Credit Union and Careerwise Recruitment are commentary sponsors here this afternoon, of course, and we thank them for their support, not just today but of course across a number of our Camogie commentaries. Hopefully today won't be the last one, because obviously the winners here this afternoon, Brie, go on to the All-Ireland series, which goes into the new year. Yeah,
the All-Ireland series in the Camogie, the semi-finals will be played towards the end of January, with the finals taking place in February, so they will. So it is a long year for the club players, so it is. And bear in mind, a lot of these girls will also be looking at being on county panels, both at senior, junior, minor level, so there will be input there as well. So it is a long year for the players. It's the same in the GEA, and of course we are now seeing that there's a possibility of trying to condense it into the calendar year. And you know what? where a player is concerned, I think it's no harm.
Yeah, well, look, it's a wide open debate, isn't it, in terms of how you're going to fit in all those fixtures. For the moment, though, it's a free for Scariff-Ogonnelloe. It's on the right over on the sideline between the two 65-metre lines, and it's Aisling Corbett, the goalkeeper. We know she's got a big strike in her. That one's heading in towards the danger zone, and has it dropped over? It has. What a score! Aisling Corbett, far side of the field, right out on the sideline, and dropped it over the bar. 1-2 to no score. We've seen her do it. Breed, we mentioned it in terms even of our preview in the Clare Champion, that she was going to possibly do that, but it's only taken her just shy of 11 minutes to do it.
Yeah, well, I'd be expecting nothing less from Aisling, a former cook for the champion. That's exactly what she can do. She can deliver those long shots. That was the perfect person to come up and take that free, even though she had the wind at her back. It's the delivery, it's the long range delivery that she can give on the day. So she's an ideal player to step in there for Mairead to take that free and put it between the posts and make it 1-2 to no score.
After 10 minutes, so you break the game up into sections, don't they? Some people break it up into quarters and 10 minutes and all that, but you look at 10 minutes on the clock, just gone past now, 11 and a half, 1-2 to no score. If you were dreaming last night of how you'd like to start the game, a goal, 2 points, one for free play, you've nearly got everything so far.
Oh yeah, exactly, and I think that's what Jim and Minogue have been saying to us earlier in the year, and the girls have been saying. They break the game down into segments. So if you're like they've won that first segment, they just have 5 more segments to win.
Yeah, you make it sound very simple. Hopefully it will be from their point of view. Jennifer Daly just getting turned over there, as you saw on the screen, so it's going to be a free for Drom. It's going to be taken by their captain Aoife McGrath, and you can see in the far side as well a lovely scenic setting here with the rainbow making its way. Just telling you that the rain might be on the way, but we're well covered here, we'll be fine.
And let's hope that the pot of gold at the end is the cup for Scariff-Ogonnelloe.
We swear we scripted that, but that was completely off the cuff altogether. It's not scripted at the moment, though. It's possession for Drom through Joanne Ryan on that far side. That red helmet has to lean back to strike that one, but not for the first time this year. Susan Daly inside under it, lost to Hurley though as she did that, and Ciara Doyle has to come in to get that away, giving it out to the other Daly, Linda, but just wouldn't come to hand for her as a clitter of Drom players come in around her, and she's been turned over on her knees trying to win that back, and somehow got it up into her possession as well. Surely pushed over there. Referee says play on because she got the ball away, just trying to strike that. It was the other Daly, but it's been picked up outside once more. Jennifer just being a brush past there at the moment, but a brilliant reading there from Susan as she just drops back into the pocket, and a nice measured delivery out here to Linda. Has to go sliding down her hands and knees to pick that up, but does it very well indeed. Gets it outside here to Aisling Curry, takes the ball on the stick now down this near side of the pitch, close to where this cup is going to be presented later on this afternoon. It's the captain Mairead Scandon now turning onto that left hand side, a nice dinky little ball through, but just won't come up to hand for the moment for Aoife Power. She has to push it out into space to her left hand side, and again strikes it out, trying to just create that space to allow her to bend the back and pick it up, but she's under severe pressure over from Aoife McGrath, the Drom captain. She's on her knees trying to get that ball away, and she does. Centre back Maureen Ryan is there too, trying to pick it up, but again look at that, no defender from Drom is being allowed to come away with that ball too handy whatsoever. It's Jennifer Daly picking it up onto the stick, turning onto the left, shortening the grip. That looks a good one, and it certainly is. It's another point for Scariff-Ogonnelloe. Again, all coming from the work rate of the front six, not allowing the Drom defence out. The ball squirts out, Jennifer Daly picks it up, shortens the grip, sticks it over. 1-3 to no score with 14 played.
Yeah, and Jennifer Daly is probably one of the youngest players actually on the pitch there, and she has such potential in her. And to see her playing here today, you would not think that she's, for her age, that there's an element of nerves there. She's calm, she's cool, and she's focused there as she pops that over. And like you said, we're now looking at a scoreline of Scariff-Ogonnelloe 1-3, Drom no score. Scariff-Ogonnelloe need to be racking up their scores, because as we've said, there is a strong breeze. They need to put away what they can now in terms of scores, because second half we don't know what Drom are going to bring to the table. And
obviously Drom have decided to go a little bit more defensive against that breeze, because you can see they're only playing one up top at times as well, so not really giving too much of an option for the out to come from that halfway line. As you can see there, then turned over again with Marion Campion judged to fouls Holly McGee on that occasion. So from a tactical point of view, probably playing into Scariff-Ogonnelloe's hands, and that they can kind of concentrate on that middle third.
Yeah, and that's where they need to be concentrating on. And now here we see Aisling coming out again. Bob is going to take this free again, drive it up long, and we need to see them getting another score here. But just before this free in play a few moments ago, Drom sent the ball in. There was actually nobody inside, which gave Alison McGee the opportunity to clear it out. Nobody inside the full forward line.
Aisling Corbett dropping that right into the danger zone. It's dropping inside in the goal. It's fumbled inside, and Marion Rogers is inside there. So too is the captain. They're all inside, but the referee just going in to have a quick look at that. It was a messy enough one as he walks in to have a look at that one. And again, that dangerous delivery from Aisling Corbett.
Yep.
And, let's see what he's given. I think he's given a free out. Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of over exuberance, shall we call it, as they try to put that one inside. But again,
no harm.
We can't overstate the breeze. People are probably picking it up somewhat on the mics here as well this afternoon, but it is quite strong, and it's not one of those kind of crossfield breezes. It's going directly downfield. We felt that when we were out there, so it's probably easier to launch. We could see there that last free came just beyond the 20-metre line.
It did, yeah. Like, I mean, the launch pad that Aisling delivered there to deliver that ball in, the strength that she has in her, like I had mentioned that she's a long puck champion, but even still, the strength of the wind to bring it that extra bit into the danger area and dropping it into the square. And
we can see as well now that from a tactical perspective, it looks as if Ciara Doyle is operating as the spare woman outside, that sweeper term that so many hurling purists don't want to know about, but she's certainly the free woman around that half back line. So I mean, she'll add that layer of consistency. If there was one player you'd want, in that role,
oh yes,
and it's
definitely.
probably of Drom Inch's making, in that we've seen that they've dropped out from that full forward line, so that's leaving her free there to kind of just dictate matters.
To dictate and to sweep up the ball that is coming in, and she's shoring it up, so she is, and it has worked so far because we have now got 16 on the clock, and Drom Inch have yet to register a score in the game.
Yeah, or indeed even a shot of any note on target. They've had no wide either, so apart from scoring that point and delivering that free, Aisling Corbett has been quite inactive from a defensive sense, but she has certainly contributed from the attacking point of view, no doubt about that. Marion Rogers has done that to devastating effect as well. 1-1 for her in the opening quarter of the game here, but on this occasion she's adjudged fouled, and that's going to be a free out from Drom Inch. 1-3 to no score, as Reid said, looking at the clock, 17 minutes gone. You have to imagine Scariff-Ogonnelloe would be quite happy with that referee, just asserting his influence inside, but it's been a pretty easy enough game to referee, Reid, so far.
It has. There has been no histrionics, no drama, no diva, nothing like that. It's been plain sailing so far for him.
We've kept all that for the commentary.
Exactly.
The rain has arrived as well. We can hear a little bit of it on the sheeted shed here behind us, but thankfully we're in the cover, and that's it looked like a late challenge over there on Ciara Doyle on that occasion, but again the Drom Inch girls just trying to build it up, with Scariff-Ogonnelloe working. Every time you see the ball, there's minimum 2 Scariff-Ogonnelloe jerseys around it, and usually they're picking up with quite a sticky ground out there. So that first time pickup that Jennifer Daly is just after completing there, quite a difficult one, and there's a partisan enough Scariff-Ogonnelloe crowd here behind us, not too happy there that she was pulled for overcarrying on that occasion. That's going to be a free in for the Drom Inch girls. It looks like Miriam Campion is going to take control of this one. Harsh enough call.
Harsh enough, yeah, under the conditions. But Andrew, he is a quite good wrestler. He is. We've met him on numerous occasions, so we have at inter-county level, and he will let the game flow, so he will, but he will pull for the technical fouls.
Emer McGrath sending that free right into the danger zone, and it has to be dealt with on this occasion. It's a little bit of a scrum there, that ground ball, trying to pick it up. Still coming out here to this left-hand side, hands and knees down there. Ciara Doyle comes away with it, and she's been fouled inside, and what a fantastic bit of work from her, going on her hands and knees inside her own square, taking it up, getting the hand pass away. But as she did, she was pulled back for the free. As we mentioned, Breed, again, second-year student down in Waterford. I think we spoke to her during the week. Her dad Leo is compacted away somewhere here, I'd say, trying to keep emotions in check as well, but great work from Ciara Doyle out there.
Absolute superb work from Ciara Doyle, and we've seen it throughout the year. We've seen it in this campaign, the work that she puts in, and the confidence she instills in those players around her also. That's huge, so it is for Scariff-Ogonnelloe.
Free to be taken once more by Aisling Corbett. She's on the verge of her own square. She's landed that one down around the 45-metre line, so that'll tell you the strength of the breeze and certainly the ability of her in terms of her free taker as well. Aoife Power puts that one across, and the keeper had to go and deal with that, and she's wearing a strapping on that right knee, as you can see, and she seemed to have just maybe taken a little bit of a jar on it on that occasion, so she'll have to be watched as well. But again, Route 1 Camogie breed or hurling, or whatever term you want to put on it, from a free on the verge of her own square down to Aoife Power, and now 65, which should be relatively simple enough for Mairead Scanlon.
Yeah,
or 45 I should say, sorry.
Yeah, Mairead.
I got the look.
Yeah, Mairead should be able to put this one over, so she should. But as you say, yeah, the strength that Bob has, I know I'm calling her Bob, but that's what everyone in Camogie terms refer to her as. she has huge power in her shoulders to deliver that ball down. And Caoimhe Burke was actually.
Yeah, Maureen Scanlon has huge power and accuracy as well as she slots it over from 45 metres out, and that's a good score for the captain to get her off the mark here this afternoon, taking it up to 1-4 to no score in favour of Scariff-Ogonnelloe. 20 minutes gone on the clock, and they'll be quite content with that. No doubt though, Jim Minogue and all the gang over, Charlie Power and all the rest are going to be looking for plenty more on the board, because they'll be facing into that strong breeze here when they come out for the second half. At the moment, referee just judging there that he saw a little bit of a push in the back, a chance for Drom and Inch to clear their lines, but from a tactical perspective again, Breed, they're going to have to probably look at it from a Drom and Inch perspective as to what they can do.
Yeah, they're going to try to change tactics in the second half. They will Scariff-Ogonnelloe, because like you said, they are going to be facing into that breeze. Drom and Inch, while they haven't anything on the scoreboard yet, they know they have the win to come in the second half, so they do, and they also will be rejigging things for the second half.
You can see there that every line of the Scariff-Ogonnelloe defence just directing the other, and that one has been broken up nicely there by Jennifer Daly. Maurice Scanlon tried to come onto it, but it was Emer Cahill that came through, and she was fouled according to the referee. Again, the home crowd behind us, the home crowd, they seem to have taken over Cappamore here this afternoon, those of a navy and blue disposition. That free taken quickly by Aoife McGrath, trying to drop it into the danger zone. The referee spotted another infringement, this time on Siobhan McGrath, and that one wasn't contested. It was probably coming through the back of her there, I think, at that occasion, so it's going to be a free in. I think Aoife McGrath is going to come out to take control of this one. She is. It's about 20 metres out into the teeth of the breeze, but probably the best chance Drom and Inch have had, Breed, to open their account.
Probably, yeah, it is definitely the best chance they've had to open their account, and for their sakes, they need to do a score to settle themselves at this stage. So they do. We have 21 on the clock, is it, at this stage, and she even should be able to put this over.
She does, strikes through that, but you could see that she had to put a fair old bit of force behind it
Huge force
to get it over. That's an indicator of the breeze, as we mentioned at the moment. 1-4 Scariff-Ogonnelloe, 1 point for Drom and Inch. We've got 22 minutes played here in Cappamore, as we said. Their credit union and Career-Wise Recruitment are commentary sponsors here this afternoon. Big puck out once more from Aisling Corbett, dropping her right down onto the 45-metre line. Aoife Power comes out to snap that up, trying to get onto that favoured left side. That's a really, really clinical finish. Simple as you like. Big puck out coming from Aisling Corbett. She snapped that up to Aoife Power, darted out to the left hand side to make the space, and a really, really clinical finish to extend that lead once more. 1-5 to a point with 7 minutes to go to the break.
Yeah, and a perfect response to Drom and Inch's point going on the board. They've basically nullified it, so they responded very well. That's what you need to see. If Drom and Inch are going to get a score, the Scariff-Ogonnelloe can come back and score straight away. Great work from Aoife Power.
And again, a whole cluster of Scariff-Ogonnelloe players out there trying to get that away as the Dailies combine it. Susan says, leave it to me, I've got it. Surely she's been fouled. The referee says no. She goes down onto her knees to try and get that ball away, and suddenly now Jennifer has it up into her paw. Down along this right hand side she goes. With space in front of her, she's galloping into it, steps back to have a strike. There looks to be just a little bit of a tail on that one as it goes to the right hand side, and it goes wide. It's just a second wide of the afternoon for Scariff-Ogonnelloe here. None yet for Drom and Inch. They've only 1 point on the board. 1-5 Scariff-Ogonnelloe, 1 point for Drom and Inch. But again, very effective Camogie there. That's one thing about, you have to say, about Scariff-Ogonnelloe. Their use of possession is always intelligent.
Their use of possession is superb, so it is, and they can pick out the loose player, which we saw there. Even with the Dailies getting into trouble, here they were able to pick out that Jennifer was further up and passed the ball through to her, and we see better take the shot than try keep on going and then maybe concede a free and get the ball back down. They're not afraid to take their shot, which is brilliant.
Yeah, it was a very, very slight tail on that one. I'd say there wasn't a bit of the slither between it and the post as it went to the right and wide on that occasion. Ball breaking up here right down in front of us now. We can see Joanne Ryan coming out to take up this one, strikes off the left, trying to centre that, but again it's read in the Scariff-Ogonnelloe defence brilliantly indeed by the fullback Susan Daly. She seemed to take a bit of a strike there, but the referee was maybe a little bit closer to it than we are, but the Scariff-Ogonnelloe crowd none too happy with that, and now it's a chance for Drom and Inch, one-handed trying to get into the corner there where Dee Dunn is lurking about, but once more, who's back there? Ciara Doyle. Wonderful work from her, trying to flick that over her head now. She does. That's excellent from Doyle, but it's being read outside by the Eamon McGrath, I think, was on that occasion. Back it comes again to the centre forward, Siobhan McGrath. She drips that one in, but that one goes to the left hand side and wide. Their first wide of the afternoon. We've got 5 minutes to go to the break. Scariff-Ogonnelloe enjoying a healthy 7 point lead.
Yeah, a healthy 7 point lead, and I suppose that does show the strength of the wind that's out there. Drom and Inch have had two attacks, if you like, two scoring opportunities. One they've had converted into a score, and their other opportunity had gone wide. That's just the strength of the wind they're playing into. The Drom and Inch seem to be playing a more defensive role in this half, so I'm looking forward to see what they deliver in the second half.
Well, as we've seen all year, if Scariff-Ogonnelloe can keep up this work rate that we can see Jennifer Daly keeping up there, and so too Mairead Scanlon, they'll be certainly within touching distance at the end of this game, no doubt about that. Referee going in just to break it up a little bit. But even, you know, taking the breeze out of it, it's certainly Scariff-Ogonnelloe playing the more controlled camogie.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it's very reminiscent actually of how they played in the county final 4 weeks ago. They're just attacking the ball. They're fearless, is what they are. They're not showing any nerves or anything. You'd think that they were back in maybe their 5th or 6th final the way they're playing. They're playing with composure and they're playing with focus, which is what they need to do. Amy
Barrett is doing that at the moment. Almost got Rachel Minogue clear, but just went out of her hand at the crucial moment and drove into a chance to clear their lines. Down between Siobhan McGrath and Alison McGee. That's a wonderful take from McGrath. She gets that away, but again, that spare defender back is Susan Vaughan. She lets fly from distance, putting it into the danger zone. Marion Rogers is going in after it, and in fairness to Quiva Work, she had to be lively to get out and gather that one, and she did. And look at the woman wearing number 14, Niamh Tracy. She's dropped back onto her own 45-metre line, and she's almost turned over there. Again, two Scariff-Ogonnelloe defenders around her, attackers around her, acting as defenders as Emer Cahill clears her lines, but only down the throat there against once more of Jennifer Daly, putting it back with a little bit of interest. Rogers tried to take that down, but just wouldn't come into the paw, and it allowed Christina Brennan to bring it out here to the near side of the pitch, being watched closely, shall we say, by the Scariff forward line at the moment outside there. Alva Rogers just putting the pressure on, trying to get that one turned over. The umpire's going out to have a look. It's quite close to that end line. Everybody
very
grabbing
close
onto the fence here in the grounds in Cappamore as we try to watch, trying to pick it up outside there. Marion Rogers, so too Mairead Scanlon. They're just looking back around, and eventually the referee spotted something that he could give, and he's going to give a free in, I think, to Scariff-Ogonnelloe. So he was having a good old look at that as everybody was looking around looking for the sliotar. Somehow the referee spotted a foul. It's going to be a free in for Scariff-Ogonnelloe. It's quite a tight angle now.
Very tight angle,
Mairead Scanlon as she comes to hit this one. She's right on the 21-metre line, as you can see there, quite close to the sideline as well, on the right-hand side of the goal. And she's going to start out with the back at the goal, as she does. That's her style when she hits a free, just bending low. Nice crowd gathered on the bank behind there as well as Mairead Scanlon comes to strike this one. Has she got the angle on it? No, it proved just a little bit too tight as the umpire comes out there and waves the hands. It's a third wide for Scariff-Ogonnelloe, but they won't mind that too much. 1-5 to a point as we look at the clock. 2 minutes to go to the break, and you know, maybe one or two more scores before that half-time whistle brief.
At least another score is what we need here before the half-time whistle, because then that's giving them the opportunity to go in with that comfortable lead which they've built up, because we do know we are expecting a lot from Drom and Inch, I think, in the second half. We are expecting a fight back from them.
Yeah, it's almost as well if you think back to their semi-final win over Ryan Kilnamone that night in Gorteen. You know, a difficult night in terms of conditions as well, and built up that big lead and, you know, held on. So I mean, they have experience of playing that game as well.
Yeah, they have experience of holding on to the lead, so they have. And when Ryan Kilnamone came back at them, and even when they hit them with the goal, they were still able to maintain their composure and to drive on to take the win.
Mairead Scanlon trying to drive on now as Susan Vaughan was the one that cleared on that occasion, but it's just been kicked clear by Siobhan McGrath. Anywhere will do from her perspective as it goes out over the sideline on that far side of the field. And just looking around, Breed, in terms of a crowd, I know it was a double header here this afternoon, as I mentioned, the intermediate final preceding the senior, but it looks as if it has drawn a nice crowd down the road. Not a bad old sprint to Cappamore.
No, it's only it's about 40-45 minutes, I think, from Ogonnelloe and Scariff, and it wouldn't be far either from Drom and Inch. And in an ideal spot, you could say, bang between the two clubs. So huge turnout. Well done to the supporters from both clubs for turning out to support the girls.
If it took you 45 minutes to come down, Breed, I'd hate to be the guard that was out with the camera watching you. I'd be keeping an eye out in the post for that stamp letter to come with the signature.
No, I said from Scariff or Ogonnelloe. I'm from Rowan. It took an hour and 10 minutes.
That sounds a little better. All right, Chats. About 50 minutes per minute is what the sat nav said. So yeah, that sounds all right. You're safe enough. Susan Vaughan safe enough too for Scariff-Ogonnelloe in that half back line. Does well to swivel and get that ball ball away. Now it's gone inside. Marion Rogers trying to play it off outside here once more. Daly coming onto that, just trying to bend it back and pick it up as we Jennifer Daly just trying to make the space there, but again 2 defenders converging her, but she hasn't given up. Look at that for control as she takes it in. She needs the support to come. Marion Rogers is there, so too is Alva Rogers, but she's been turned over on this occasion. As we look at the clock, it's now gone into the injury time period. Didn't see the referee indicate, but you can guess somewhere around 2 or 3 minutes. Again, savage work rate back there. Aoife Power tackling Niamh Tracy, still after her with the hurley out. Tracy still has the ball though, pops it off inside. It's a nice run there from Marion Campion, and she has been brought to ground. Referee has adjudged that that's going to be a free in. You can hear the consternation in the background behind us. The Scariff-Ogonnelloe crowd, not the biggest fans of that particular decision. Referee just telling Ciara Doyle that it's going to be a bit of a talking to, I think. Ciara making the argument that she just stood her ground. Referee having none of it. Let's see will he brandish a card. Yeah, just one of the mentors there being told that the referee is going to make any decision that is to be made. Ciara Doyle just getting a little bit of a talking to. To be a harsh old ticking now, I have to say.
It's probably one of the most controversial rules. Are you barging, or are you, if you keep going, are you barging? And if you stand your ground, are you impeding the oncoming player? And it's probably the one that has actually caused the most consternation in terms of Camogie, not just this year, but over a long number of years.
Yellow card there, as we said, for Ciara Doyle. So the Scariff-Ogonnelloe centre back, you just have to be a bit careful for the second period, which this should probably bring us an end to the action in the first half, I'd imagine. 1-5 Scariff-Ogonnelloe, 1 point for Drom and Inch. As we mentioned, career-wise recruitment and their credit unions are commentary sponsors here this afternoon. It'll be another free to be taken by Eamon McGrath. She's got their one and only score of the game. It came in the 21st minute, and it'll be a crucial one for them just to keep them within touch and distance. You know, you go in 6 points down with the breeze to come, you wouldn't be overly concerned.
No, you wouldn't. But I think from Scariff-Ogonnelloe's point of view, they'll be looking at this, and they, assuming that Emer puts this over, that would give Drom and Inch 2 scores, both from place ball. Whereas Scariff-Ogonnelloe have had just 2.
All bar 2, yeah.
All bar 2 from play. And that's what you need, because you're not guaranteed a free every few minutes.
And that free has been dispatched by Eamon McGrath. She had a sighter with the early one, so she knew just to give it to the slight left hand side. As we look at the clock, 32 minutes played, and the referee, I think, is indeed just going to ask Ashton Corbett to puck that to him as the half-time whistle blows. So looking at the scoreboard, 1-5 Scariff-Ogonnelloe, 2 points for Drom and Inch. It's 30 minutes down. They have a 6-point lead after that first 30. You probably couldn't have asked much more of them.
No, you couldn't, and they have performed so well. I know they've had the benefit of the breeze at their backs, but it's the work rate and it's the vision that they have on the field to pick out the loose player and play the game forward. They're continuously driving forward, so they are. So the second half.
Now you're welcome back to Camogie GA Grounds here in Limerick for the second half of the Munster Senior Club Camogie final, and as you join us, it's Scariff-Ogonnelloe holding that half-time lead by 1-5 to 2 points. That early goal from Marion Rogers setting them on their way to that 6-point half-time break, or lead at the break I should say, but crucially, as we've been talking about right throughout this game, that breeze is going to be in their faces in the second half, but the breeze never won or lost anything. It's going to all come down to application and work rate as well, and that is something that they are certainly not short of. Reid McNamara, we're just looking around, don't see at the moment any half-time changes, but maybe your eyes are that bit sharper, we might spot something as they go on.
I don't know if they are now, but I can't see any changes on either side just yet, so I can't. And probably both start off with the same team that had finished the first half, and then maybe as time passes, after 10 minutes, maybe make a change or so.
Yeah, one tactical change was we can see Rachel Minogue has joined the full forward line for Scariff-Ogonnelloe, and indeed there is one change, as we can see here on the wing. Actually, Alison Madden has come in to the Scariff-Ogonnelloe attack here with this green helmet near side of the pitch, and we'll just keep a quick eye as to who may have made way. We think it could possibly be Aisling Curry. I don't think has reappeared for the second half. We'll get that confirmed in just a couple of moments' time, but the referee ready to get this game back underway. Scariff-Ogonnelloe 30 minutes away from history, and they're facing into that task with a 6-point cushion as we get that second half back underway. We could be witnessing history here in Camogie if the Scariff-Ogonnelloe girls can hold out. Positive start for them as they try and get this second half underway, but the captain Aoife McGrath could see that cup here in front of us as she gathered that ball. She'll want to keep it in her sights as this game progresses. We're looking down along the line, and it's the wing forward Dee Dunn that has it, trying to pass that one off outside towards her corner forward Miriam Campion. She does well to keep that in from the end line, being put under all sorts of pressure though by the Scariff-Ogonnelloe defence down there. It's Ciara Doyle on her hands and knees, and so too there Emer McGrath. She got their 2-pointed freeze in the opening period. Referee blows the whistle, and it looks as if this one has gone in favour of Scariff-Ogonnelloe. So for it's actually a line ball he has indicated for Drom on this occasion. So their first chance to launch an attack with this breeze at their back, and they're taking their time about who's going to hit it, and it's going to be Emer McGrath. We can see her just shy of the 20-metre line, taking her time just to set it up on an appropriate spot. She's on the right hand side of the field. You can see the crowd very much getting involved in this game as well, right down along that stand side as she cuts that one into the danger zone. Has to be dealt with inside. Out comes Aisling Corbett to do just that. It was trickling in towards the post, but she took no chances of Reid, came out and put it behind for a 45. It's a safe spot for it.
Safe spot for it because landing in the square, it's a danger area such as, and which a goal mouth scramble, you never know what's going to happen. So you don't, it could end up in the back of the net. So take the safe option, tip it out over the line, and I suppose it'll be Emer McGrath. I would expect it would take this, let her take her chances on the 45.
She's going to do just that. She's ever so slightly to the right hand side of the goal as she comes to strike this. Scoreboard in the background telling us 1-5 to 2 points. Is that going to change? Umpire is going across. He is going to raise the white flag. So first blood of the second half goes to Drom, and it comes to Emer McGrath. She's got their 3 points so far. 1-5 to 3 points. Drom strike back, cut that lead back now, Breed, at the moment to 5 points. So important, as we've seen them do throughout the game, that Scariff-Ogonnelloe respond.
Yeah, Scariff-Ogonnelloe have to respond. They need to win possession here and move play up to this end and get something on the scoreboard themselves.
Good work by Mairead Scanlon as she turns that ball over, gets it back to Doyle, shortens the grip, puts a nice ball down the channel here now, and it's Daly that's going to try and come onto it. Does well to try and get that ball away, but two Drummond defenders come away with her. Mairead Scanlon gets the hand pass away despite very, very close attention indeed. Marion Rogers there. Scanlon tries to pick it up, squirts out here to this near side. Rachel Minogue in that more advanced position, that green helmet. Surely her legs were clipped there. Referee says there was something of a chop across. It's going to be a free in. It's going to Mairead Scanlon to take it. She's going to have to cut this into the teeth of the breeze, just warming up the hands. We saw Breed, she got that hand pass away. She got a slight bit of a clitter down. That's going to sting on a cold day like today, and she'll just take her time now to try and arrow this one over.
Yeah, and it is a bitterly cold day out there, so it is for these players. And I would say that knock on the hand, that clash with the hurley, yeah, it has stung her, so it has.
That unique style as she stands first over the ball with her back to the goal, then turns to face it, has a little look. Right hand on top as she comes to hit this one. It's going to have to go into the breeze as she measured that one. It's dropping into the danger zone, but the referee adjudged that he spotted somebody inside in the square, and in fairness he called that one on time. Marion Rogers though was inside around that danger zone once more. Chance for Drummond to clear their lines, and just you get the feeling, Breed, that no matter what the scoring opportunity is in this second half, Scariff are going to have to take it.
They are going to have to take every one of them, because that is, we've seen it. Scariff-Ogonnelloe had the breeze in the first half, and they had the ideal start to the game, and now Drummond they have the wind at their backs, and they got the first score of the second half. So yeah, you're going to have to take every scoring opportunity that you get. And
just as we talk about cross-coding and all that, just to let people know that St. Brickens have come through their Munster intermediate quarter-final in the Gaelic grounds, beating Gelty Gales 4 or 5 points in the finish. We'll get that confirmed before we go off, but good result and a positive result for the Clare team in Limerick this afternoon. Hopefully the first of two that we'll see over the course of the next 20 minutes or so. We've just got 4 minutes gone in the second half. First score of the second period coming to Drummond Inch, 1-5 Scariff-Ogonnelloe. Drom 3 points as they try and hold out for that Munster title. Ball goes over onto that far side, but well gathered up by Susan Vaughan. This time it's going to be a free out, and out comes Aisling Corbett. You can hear go on Bob coming from the crowd behind us now. She's on her own 20-metre line and she's facing into the breeze, so I'm not quite sure what to expect from her from that particular position, but it's just a chance, but a chance to relieve the pressure on the same bridge.
Yeah, definitely. It's break and play. It's an opportunity to get the ball up here into the forwards, and you never know, win possession here and then pop it over as well.
And as we saw in the first half, from a Drom perspective, it looks as if Scariff have gone light up top, we'll call it, with just the two inside, and the fullback seems to be the free person at the moment in the form of Christina Brennan, so she's providing that additional cover in front of Marion Rogers, and I think it's Alva Rogers that's inside in the corner as well, but that's going to be a line ball over on the far side. It's going to be one for Drom to take as they try and chase down this 5-point lead, and I guess at this stage even Scariff will just try and eat up every possible minute that they can as the rain just starts to come again, but thankfully we're inside in the cover, and the rainbows will be appearing again as the sun shines across as the rain comes too. And it's Aoife McGrath, the captain, over on that far side for Drom that's going to take that line ball, drops it into the centre, in towards the danger room, and Emer McGrath comes out to the 45 to gather that, now plays an angle ball across. This is a dangerous one if it breaks inside. Drom in possession, just falling to her knees, with good work from the Scariff defence, so she angles that over her shoulder. That's a fine score from Miriam Campion. Took that ball, the crossfield ball from her captain Emer McGrath, had an awful lot of work to do, an awful lot of pressure to get off as well, but it's the start they'd have wanted to the second half. 2 points for them unanswered crucially as well. Double scores game, 1-5 Scariff-Ogonnelloe, 4 points Drom game on here.
Game on, definitely, and this is what we were speaking about in the first half, that we were expecting a fight back from Drom and they have come out fighting, battling for every ball, and crucially they have got the first 2 scores of the second half.
They've also made a substitution as well. I see Niamh Long has made her way off the field, and we'll get the number of the player that has entered there with that yellow helmet and the red skirt at the moment, but we'll wait for the puck out to be taken, and immediately the call comes from the Scariff-Ogonnelloe management to get that inside line moving, and it's a great take there from Rachel Minogue. She tries to do just that, plays it into the centre to Mairead Scanlon out in front, does well to shield the ball with her body as she tries to get the hand pass away, but unfortunately was just facing her back to the player as she did that, and it allows Aoife McGrath to break forward. Now the Drom captain plays a nice little ball inside, whipped on first time, trying to open up that space, but that's well read inside by Scariff-Ogonnelloe, clearing their lines. Nice little ball here out to the far side again once more to Rachel Minogue. She has been pushed back into that more defensive position now, and there was a justified call, I think it's fair to say, for a foul there on Mairead Scanlon on that occasion, but it's been picked up by Drom and picked up by Mairead Evanston now. She breaks down here this near side of the field, being traced by Linda Daly, gets the hand pass across, was there a little bit too much on that? No, it goes out towards the sideline. It was almost kept in by Aisling Curry, who has indeed started the second half, so we'll just wait and see. Was it maybe perhaps Alison McGee that came off, or no, Alison is there. We'll get that all firmed up at the moment, but we'll talk about the play, and that's going to be a line ball for Drom and it's going to be taken by Emer McGrath. She's got 3 of their 4 points so far as they trail by 4. The Breeze at their back, taking this line ball near side of the pitch as she comes to strike this. The one before had to be dealt with by Aisling Corbett in the goal. This one is going to have to be dealt with as well, and dealt with adequately it is, you have to say, by Susan Daly. Surely she was fouled in there. Referee just blowing the whistle, going in to have a quick look at that, and yeah, he has indicated a free out, but it's an indicator, I guess, Breed, of even from the dead ball situation, you know, Drom have that threat inside, and that's the second time now they've put it in around the house. Yeah,
and they have that threat inside. Emer McGrath, Miriam Campion, either one of the two of them will want to do damage to the red, and they do want to chip away at that lead that Scariff-Ogonnelloe have. They'll be chipping away at trying to take that point, but I think that they'll also be looking for a goal here to try and alleviate the difference between the sides.
They're still persisting with it, as you see the two inside, Aoife Power and Marion Rogers, and then out in this half forward line we've got Mairead Scanlon, and here near us we've got Rachel Minogue, and on the far side as well Jennifer Daly. So just Aisling Curry, I think, dropping back into a more defensive role for this second period as well, and referee just taking control of possession here at the moment. He looks like he's a man that's
ball more so.
Yeah, no, he's giving a free out. It's going to be a free out. I think Aisling Corbett's going back in for the big boss Hurley. That's exactly what she's doing. And she's going to take this free from the edge of her own square, just clapping the boss there to try and get that inside line moving as she comes to strike this one. Big ball out the field, and it's dropping down in the direction there over of Corrie, and indeed too so Amy Barrett. It's Corrie that comes onto it. does well, gets it up onto her left hand side, puts it into the centre, but just on this occasion it was read well outside by the Drom and Inch defence. That was a head high challenge gone in there. Referee happy enough to let that one play on. That could well have been a free out for Scariff, but they have come through now. McGrath has taken it up. The captain once more plays a low ball inside into the hands of the centre forward. It goes as Siobhan McGrath has a shot at the post. That's a really good score from her, made by Aoife McGrath into Siobhan McGrath, and she put it over off her left hand side. We're back to just a 3-point game. That goal is the difference. Scariff-Ogonnelloe 1-5, Drom and Inch 5 points, 9.5 minutes gone in the second half, and you really start to think now, Bree, that Scariff-Ogonnelloe have to get that scoreboard ticking.
Scariff-Ogonnelloe have to get a score. They really need to get on the scoreboard now at this point, so they do, because Drom and Inch have come out back on hard in the second half.
Yeah, Susan Vaughan there hit with a little bit of a slap at the moment as well.
Number 171T 1549, please remove immediately. It's causing a serious obstruction. Please remove it immediately. 171.
So a couple of cars just causing bit of bother. Breed 171, that's no good. You're on 192 now, aren't you?
No, I'm still on the 171, but it's a tier edge and I'm not a tier edge.
You're safe enough, you're safe enough. Ashton Corbett to take this free on her own 45 metre line for Scariff-Ogonnelloe. They need a score. They haven't managed one in the first 10 minutes of this second half. It's been 3 in a row for Drom and Inch to half that half-time deficit. They led by 6 at the break. That's now back to 3, but crucially they are still in front. But Aoife McGrath doing her level best to get her team driving forward. So too is Alison Madden now as she comes in on this one. Mairead Scanlon waiting for any break that might come her way, but Rachel Minogue trying to barrel her way through and just trying to get that ball up inside now in towards Linda Daly. But it's taken away by Mairead Evanston. She's been good in this opening 10 minutes in terms of defensive work for Drom and Inch. Referee putting the hand up to the eye there to shield himself from the sun as he tries to see was there any infringement he could give. There wasn't. Niamh Tracy comes away with the ball, and she's been tracked outside there by Linda Daly going all the way back to field. Big long ball inside. This has to be dealt with, and it's dealt with well indeed, it has to be said, by the Scariff-Ogonnelloe defence. Again, the Scariff-Ogonnelloe contingent here not too happy with the play being allowed to develop, but coming away down that far side is Aisling Curry now. She takes it on. This nice little neat hand pass off towards Ciara Doyle. She's met with a big body check outside there by Niamh Tracy. The referee, I think, is going to come back to have a word with one or two. Just letting one or two little things go, Breed, I guess, and sometimes players can get either frustrated or brave in terms of what they'll do next.
That's what it is. He is letting the game flow, in fairness. He's not whistle happy, so he's not. He is letting the game flow, and I think that can frustrate players at times, so it can, because what another referee would give a free for, it's not happening here today, because it's a more free-flowing game. Yeah, well, consistency is that word we've discussed so often across the codes, really, isn't it? And manifesting itself here this afternoon as well. Aisling Corbett with that free, dropping it down in the direction of Jennifer Daly. She's going to have to win this one. Out goes Mairead Scanlon. She knows possession now is ever so crucial as Scariff-Ogonnelloe try and get that first score of the second period. They're quite close to that far sideline, as you can see, just all muscling and trying to jostle for position there. Looked like a heavy enough all challenge that went in by Maureen Ryan, the number 6 there for Drom and Inch. She tried to make that little bit of space. Referee going over just to have a word. I think the players are moving in.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a free or a line ball, I should say, and Scariff-Ogonnelloe so with a chance to launch that attacking platform. All just a little bit scrappy, as you can see the breeze there blowing that green and yellow flag on that far side of the pitch. Never really got a good connection on that line ball though. Daly picks it up, tries to strike, well blocked down. Maybe the strike wasn't on, and McGrath has been imperious so far in this opening quarter for her side as she tries to drive them and get them moving forward. Does well to drop it inside, well controlled by Susan Vaughan, and she'll try and return it with interest into the teeth of that breeze, so she does, but it's taken up very well indeed by the full forward there, Niamh Tracy with a big one from distance, trying to put it in around the house. Vaughan breaks it down. Still there, 3-1. Vaughan still trying to pick that one up, just scooping it forward, trying to find a little bit of space. Vaughan whips on that one and gets it out from the danger zone, but it's picked up and gathered and struck, and that one has gone between the posts. It's another good strike on the far side there by their centre forward Siobhan McGrath, wearing that yellow helmet as she was waiting for the break to come, picked it up and snapped it over. Back to a 2-point game. 13.5 minutes gone. It's Scariff-Ogonnelloe still in front just by 2. Just by 2, but they need to move play down. They need to win possession here, and they need to get a point, because thus far in the second half they haven't got a score yet. They haven't.
So we need Scariff-Ogonnelloe to get a point on the board, at least a point at the moment.
Yeah, Rachel Minogue trying to get that line moving again inside. So too there is Linda Daly on her hands and knees, but that work rate we saw from Scariff-Ogonnelloe, in fairness to Drom and Inch, we're seeing it here in this second half. Aoife Power now comes deep looking for possession. There was a hurley across there and she plays that ball off. Referee's playing the advantage. The advantage is going to accrue. No, it isn't. The ball just breaks down. It's going to be a free in. It's probably going to be Mairead Scanlon to across to take it. It was an obvious enough one, but good refereeing, it has to be said there. Let the play develop. There was no advantage accruing, so we come back and it's actually Aisling Corbett that's making the trek up the field.
And a wise decision, like we saw in the first half. Aisling has that strength to send the ball long in, so she has. So wise move there by Jim Minogue.
14.5 minutes played. It is Scariff-Ogonnelloe leading by 2, 1-5 to 6 points. Career-wise recruitment and Derg Credit Union, our commentary sponsors here this afternoon. Aisling Corbett with this free. She's just beyond the 65-metre line, facing into the teeth of the breeze. I have a funny feeling that won't bother her whatsoever. She comes to hit this one. Well, the breeze didn't bother her, but it certainly affected the shot as it dropped across. Daly tried to keep it in play. Danger still there too. Marion Rogers going over looking for the whole cluster of bodies. Not for the first time we're seeing this coming together, and the referee will just come in, I'd imagine. He'll say throw that ball in. It's probably the safest thing to do. We mentioned it before, Breed, the ground that little bit sticky, so you know if the ball goes even a half an inch below, it's going to get stuck there.
It's going to get stuck, and then that's when you could then see an injury.
So ball thrown in. Amy Barrett comes away with it, tries to get it out here to Daly. She's blocked down though again. There's two defenders coming on every Scariff-Ogonnelloe attacker when they're trying to get that ball away. Aoife Power trying to pick it up on the far side, but again, nothing coming too handy. They're not getting the space and time that they got in the first half, and it is proving crucial so far. Yet to register a score. We've just passed the third quarter of the game. Captain trying to get them moving. Scanlon gets it across here to the near side to Rachel Minogue. Rachel Minogue, can she split the posts and in the deadlock? No. It goes to the left and wide, and I think the reaction of the crowd behind us, and indeed the mentors on the field as well, sum it up as another scoring chance goes a begging. It remains 1-5 to 6 points as the ball drops right into the danger zone. Again, it's worrying times for that Scariff-Ogonnelloe defence. But coming clear with Susan Vaughan. Great experience from Susan Vaughan, of course, former international rugby player as well. As she takes that one down, it's going to be a free out. And just even Breed, it's maybe more so, not even the work on the board at the moment, but just that momentum breaker. You can often see it being so crucial. Yeah,
that has broken the momentum, so it has, and it's absolutely vital to try and maintain the momentum. This was just so disappointing, this miss here, so it was. Hoping and praying like that Rachel will get it over, because Scariff-Ogonnelloe, we do need to get that point on the board, so we do. We're into 16 minutes played of the second half, and Scariff-Ogonnelloe need to score at this point, so they do. And that'll break down the momentum for Drom and Inch at the same time.
Yeah, it certainly will. Ciara Doyle trying to do her best to do just that. Linda Daly over on the far side, or Jennifer I should say over on the far side, trying to do that as well. They'll forgive me for getting them mixed up, I think. I won't be the first or the last. Ciara Doyle striking off the left now. She puts Mairead Scanlon into the clear. Mairead over on the far side, quite close to the sideline again. Nothing coming too handy, but this time the line ball has come, and maybe from a Scariff-Ogonnelloe perspective, really, it's just all about spending time in this half of the field that we can see right now. This section here, just try and wear down that clock and maybe just create that opening. Try and get a score or two on the board, and as you say, keep play down this end of the field if at all possible. Just they need to if they want to take home the cup at the end of it. Just checking over on the far side there, I think it's Mairead Scanlon that's gone down, just getting a little bit of treatment, and we can see a substitute warming up over on the far side as well. Maybe Danielle Sheedy could be about to make her entrance. We'll wait and see. Thankfully though, Mairead back up onto her feet, and it's going to be Amy Barrett that'll take this line ball. She's just beyond the 45-metre line out there between it and the 21, and the referee just making sure that everything's in place and as it should be. So Amy will look in around the danger zone there as she tries to play the ball into the corner. Aoife Power is out there, Mairead Scanlon too, both trying their best to get this ball up. We see the substitute that was actually warming up there was Cleena McNamara wearing number 19. But that looked like it was something of a push in the back. Referee though happy enough to let play go. It goes out over the sideline, and it's going to be a line ball to Drom and Inch. Marginal calls in a final, but when you see that one up close, I think anybody who was looking at it there could clearly see that there was a bit of a push in the back there on Linda Daly. So I mean,
you had the benefit of the screen, I didn't have the benefit of the screen, and from here I could see it across the field that it was pushed in the back.
Well, see, you're not wearing glasses, so you don't need the screen. So that's the difference here on that one. But anyway, the referee was closer than all of us and he couldn't spot it. But at the moment, Scariff-Ogonnelloe still holding that 2-point lead. Picked up there by Barrett, putting it down the throat of Dady again, trying to double on that in the air. Just, I suppose they'll be happy enough with this from a perspective that there's littles at the right end of the field, and the referee judging there, was there a pick up off the ground. He's gone back to have another quick look at this. It's all a little bit stop-start. There's one of the Drom and Inch players on the ground just receiving a little bit of attention, and you'd imagine, Breed, this bit of stop-start and scattery kind of play, it'll probably suit Scariff-Ogonnelloe from the point of view that they're still in front.
They're still in front. This is going to Scariff-Ogonnelloe much better. He's actually broken the momentum for Drom and Inch. They had dominated proceedings thus far in the second half, but now their momentum has been broken. And if Scariff-Ogonnelloe, like we said a few minutes ago, keep the ball down this end and get a score, that would be vital. So it will.
We see Jennifer Dady making her way off, and coming onto the field is Cleana McNamara wearing number 19. So she will try and have some impact here in this second half. Second substitution of the afternoon for Scariff-Ogonnelloe after Alison Madden's introduction at half time. Line ball for them over on the far side of the field. They need somebody to get that move inside. They need a score in this second half. It's actually a free that Mairead Scanlon's going to take, dropping it in towards the danger zone, and actually it's Scanlon inside there trying to flick it off. This one looks as if it has gone out for a 45. It has. So the free was taken in towards Mairead Scanlon, gone out for a 45, so a chance for her to make her way out. And again, just see, I think it was Aoife Power actually. Aoife Power that took that free on the far side in towards Mairead Scanlon. I think it's Aisling Corbett's going to stay with her post at the moment, and it's going to be Mairead Scanlon that comes out to take it. Good scoring opportunity for her now. Looking at the clock, we've 10 minutes to go. We haven't seen them score so far in the second half. We know she's deadly accurate from frees. We know that she got that 45 in the opening period as well. Big chance for Mairead Scanlon. This will put them back out into a 3-point lead. 1-5-6 at the moment, with just inside the 10 minutes to play. Scanlon with the strike. It looks good. It's hitting the inside of the post and coming down. Marion Rogers is there trying to pick it up. Dady's in there too. This one has to be cleared from Drom and Inch perspective, and it is. And another scoring chance goes to begging, and it's McGrath bringing it clear. Nice little hand pass off. Aoife Power putting on the pressure there from Niamh Tracy, but she's got the pace to go past her. Coming out to meet her there, Amy Barrett. Tracy getting the ball clear. That's a big move now for the Drom and Inch girls, and they'll try and put the maximum onto this one. Turning inside, nice little ball across into the hands of Siobhan McGrath. Comes trying to play it off inside again. This is a goal scoring opportunity. They've got players over. Referees having a good look at that, but thankfully it's taken clear, and it's Susan Daly with that green helmet trying to get it away. Ciara Doyle gets a stick on that at a crucial time just to get it away from the danger zone. Didn't really matter where it went, but Mary Burke has it in her hand. Back now to Joanne Ryan into the centre. She'll try and make the angle for the shot. She's on the 45-metre line. Ryan floating this in. Looks as if it's going to be comfortable inside, and it is. And it's picked up off the line. Maybe the commentator's curse came to play there on that occasion. Looked as if it was going to be very comfortable, but we know the ground is quite uneven in there. But Susan Vaughan bringing it clear. Thankfully no curse lifted, the siege lifted. Out it comes here to Power, tries to get that away, but she's blocked down by Aoife McGrath. Has it a second time and blocked down a second time as well. Still not giving up though. Power taking that ball into her control, trying to get her lines cleared here for Scariff-Ogonnelloe. Ball back to the ground again, and we've got 7, 8, 9 players inside there looking around for it, looking for the ball, somehow searching for it. That crucial possession, less than 10 minutes to go, and it's the Joanne Ryan for Drom and Inch who comes away playing it cross field. Great take there from the centre forward once more, Siobhan McGrath. She has a strike, a goal, and that one goes over. It's her third point from play here in the second half, and it's back to the minimum. It's Scariff-Ogonnelloe by 1, leading Drom and Inch with less than 7 minutes to play.
This miss here, this shot, if this had gone over, I think Scariff-Ogonnelloe would be in a much better position. Instead, possession is overturned. A dog fight, as we said, and Drom and Inch get the vital point, and now we're down to a 1-point game with 7 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, it's a 2-point swing, so crucial in such a tight game where scores and scoring chances are at a premium. This is what club hurling and club camogie is about this time of year. There's going to be no fancy stuff. It's all about grinding it out, and that's what Drom and Inch look to be doing at the moment. As Antoinette Kennedy, the number 18 for them, is just turned over there. Scariff-Ogonnelloe need a score just to stem the tide. We haven't seen one since the first half. They led by 1-5 to 2 points at the break. Now it's 1-5 to 7. 5 unanswered scores for Drom and Inch. Their centre back Maureen Ryan picks that that one up, drives it back down the field. It's been a good second half for Siobhan McGrath, but now going off down the far side is Mary Burke, trying to play it into the centre. She does, it's in towards the danger zone. This one has to be dealt with, and it is by Aisling Corbett. Does well to get that ball up and get her lines cleared, but again Mary Burke over on the far side, picking it up with that yellow helmet, darting inside, trying to make the angle inside the cover
well
once more, but great interception too it was from Amy Barrett, playing it down the field, but the pass just a little bit going astray. Niamh Tracy coming onto that. Scariff-Ogonnelloe desperately fighting for possession over there, desperately fighting is Rachel Minogue. On her hands and knees trying to pick that one up. Ciara Doyle comes out trying to pick it up and does, gets it up into the paw, coming away with it, flicking it into the centre. Aoife Power is playing back deep, trying to get it away. They're shouting to let it in, but she's on her own 65 metre line, as you can see there. The marker over on the left hand side of your screen, blocked down again by Aoife McGrath. Certainly a contender for player of the game if Drom persists with this one, trying to get that in towards the danger zone. It's a big chance for a score. It's struck and it's over the crossbar, straight over the bar it goes, and that is such a crucial score, and it's the captain who's come up trumps. Mairead Scanlon with the point. It goes back out to do. It's broken that long duck. It has taken us 24 minutes of the second half for a score to come for Scariff-Ogonnelloe, but it could prove a crucial one.
It could prove very crucial because the clock is ticking down. Scores are at a premium. There's just over 5 minutes remaining, and it's easier to get to nullify a 1 point gap. Now it's a 2 point gap that Dermot Inch have to conquer.
Yeah, well, we've certainly seen 2 point leads overturned in the cruelest of fashions, and we won't wish that on them, as Edel Nyland put that one in. It goes to the right and wide, and that's a crucial move in terms of just killing the play at the moment. 1-6 Scariff-Ogonnelloe, 7 points Drom Inch. Career-wise recruitment and Derg Credit Union are commentary sponsors here this afternoon. Nobody is leaving Cappamore before that final whistle goes. That's for sure and certain, and they're certainly getting value for money. It's been an intriguing clash. Another change there, I think, being made by Scariff-Ogonnelloe. We'll wait and see what's going to happen there. Ball cleared down the line here by Aisling Corrie, picked up outside once more. Barrett trying to get away, blocked down again. The work rate there of Aoife McGrath, the captain, crucial in just trying to stem the tide, but it's gone out over the line. It's going to be a line ball for Scariff-Ogonnelloe, and it's going to be Amy Barrett to take it. We have just 4 minutes left to play and they lead by 2. Amy Barrett just being directed, I think, by everybody from Scariff-Ogonnelloe at the moment to try and put this ball down. Oh, what a pick up there from Mairead Scanlon, and does well to get the ball away right down here in front of us. Now into the danger zone to Marion Rogers. Daly's coming through, but it's going to be a foot race between herself and the keeper, Caoimhe Burke. It's been turned over again though. Now Burke is off her line. Can they make dividends from this one? Just trying to pick it up. Referee goes in. He spotted something, I think. He made some sort of a motion there with the hand breed. You might explain that one.
I don't actually understand that one now myself.
Yeah, right. Well, if Reid McNamara doesn't understand it, he must have made it up on the spot.
I don't know, was he signalling the ball was maybe stuck in the ground or what?
Possibly just like wiping the dirt. You did know it. He's just wiping the dirt off the ball there and using his sock to do it as well.
Fair play to him.
Now, what a crucial few minutes we have here. Scariff-Ogonnelloe bidding for history, first ever Clare title, first ever Munster senior final, and now on the cusp of our first ever Munster senior title here in our first final, I should say, and on the cusp of the first ever final. That's going to be a line ball, and I think it's going to be a line ball for Scariff-Ogonnelloe. Amy Barrett just been told to relax. Because I think that's the crucial word here now. With 3 minutes left to go, they lead by 2, 1-6-7. Barrett with the line ball, not the cleanest of connections, but they won't mind if they keep possession. Linda Daly, they're trying to pick it up. It's kicked clear. Barrett read it well. A little bit of a slap down there. Referee let that one go. Aoife Power off the left. It's in towards the goal. Caoimhe Burke comes out. Oh, she's dropped it. Marion Rogers is there. Rogers tries to swing. Couldn't get the connection on it though. Power comes in as well. So too does Cliona McNamara, but they've cleared their lines. Niamh Tracy clearing her lines right down the field, but it's going to be a constant onslaught from here on in. Vaughan now trying to bring it clear. She's been turned over. It's that woman Siobhan McGrath. 3 points in play for her here in this second half. Right down into the throat of Antoinette Kennedy this one goes. Referee playing advantage. It's going to be a free in, and I've no doubt it'll be Emer McGrath to take it. 2 minutes to go. It's a 2 point lead. You couldn't have written away for the drama.
No, you couldn't, and it's not good for the heart, I'll be quite honest. It really isn't good for the heart, this stuff.
Reid, I'm not great on the old CPR now, so you stick with us till the game is over. We get the paramedics tuned in. Is that okay?
That's fine. I'll hold off.
It'll be a free to be taken by Emer McGrath, left hand side of the goal. She's got the breeze at her back as she hits this one. At the moment, 2 points between the sides. McGrath with the free. everything will tell you that she should put this one over, and if she does, it's back to a 1 point game. It could have been level only from Mairead Scanlon's point there just a couple of moments ago.
And bear in mind, there's a minute and a half left on the clock. I would expect that there'd be at least a minute of injury time or stoppage time at the end of this.
Do we go to extra time or replay, Reid?
It's extra time, I believe.
We'll get that one checked out, because at the moment it's looking like it could be likely. We hope it doesn't happen. We hope Scariff-Ogonnelloe holds out, and we hope Aoife Power gets that ball up into her possession, but she doesn't. But she blocks down Maureen Ryan at the crucial moment there, and again a whole cluster of players going to the ground. We told you before the game, ground is quite cut up out there. Remember, the intermediate final was on before as well, and this time the referee is just going to hold and throw that ball in. 29 and a half minutes played. It's Scariff-Ogonnelloe by 1-6 Scariff-Ogonnelloe, 8 points.
Oh, well robbed.
And it's been turned over again. Mairead Scanlon now just that ever so half a step. The inches, they'll all add up if they can get over the line for that Munster title and into the All-Ireland semi-final in January. At the moment though, all eyes focused on that sliotar to see where is it going to squirt out, who's going to have possession of it. It looks like it's up in the paw of one of the Drom and Inch players. Is it Tracy has it, over the top it goes. No. Power has it though, big swing in towards Marion Rogers, and the referee spotted that there was a little bit of a slap down there on Aoife Power as she got that one away, and it's going to be a free in for Scariff-Ogonnelloe. And if I was them, I'd be bringing up Aisling Corbett from the goal,
she's coming,
and I'd be taking all the time in the world to take this free. They lead by 1. 30 minutes, we've just passed that mark. At the moment it's Scariff-Ogonnelloe 1-6, Drom and Inch 8 points. Aisling Corbett, it's over to you. 45.
I'm always afraid to watch, Derek.
I'll tell you what, Breach, you look that way towards the stand and I'll tell you what's happened. How about that? Aisling Corbett with this free, 45 metres out to put 2 points between the sides. She looks like she's happy that she's nailed it. She's running back to the goal. Aisling Corbett putting Scariff-Ogonnelloe 2 points to the good. The minute she struck it, she knew it was good, and she makes that trek way back to the goal. Scariff-Ogonnelloe 1-7, Drom and Inch 8 points. We're into injury time here in Camogie GA grounds. They're holding out. Can they hold out to claim that Munster title? Drom and Inch pushing up on them. Daly's back there defending her, back to her, facing her own goal. Never a good place to be as Joanne Ryan comes in now to try and make the space. The hand pass across. Danger coming here. What a hook! Outstanding defending from Scariff-Ogonnelloe. The right hook at the right time. Referees inside trying to spot what's going on. What fantastic defending that was by Scariff-Ogonnelloe. The goal chance was opening up there, but they've held tough and they've cleared their lines. Right down that far side it goes to Aoife Power. Referee, he's turned, he's blown the full side whistle, and Scariff-Ogonnelloe have bridged a 30-year gap by becoming just the second Clare side to win the Munster Senior Camogie title. 6 Mile Bridge way back, and Scariff-Ogonnelloe now have done it. Mairead Scanlon's point in the second half, enough to see them over the line. They led at half time by 1-5 to 2 points. It's now 1-7 to 8 points at a full time whistle. A ropey enough second half, a nervy second half, Breed, but ultimately a historic one.
Absolutely it is. Oh my God, I can hardly talk. But congratulations to Scariff-Ogonnelloe. We did say it was going to be a dogfight, and we did say it was going to have to be ground out, and by God did they grind out that win there today. Oh, my heart.
2 points in the second half for them. Mairead Scanlon and Aisling Corbett. It proved to be enough as the navy and blue contingent make their way onto the field. A historic moment for them. We will keep you going here. We'll get the presentation right out in front of us. Is it the Tomás McTeer?
The Tomás
Vicdonica, excuse me. Tomás
I wrote
Vicdonica
that name of that cup out so many times.
The cup is going to be presented here in just a couple of moments' time, and well, I don't think many people wanted this free, but the camera's now on us.
Yeah.
As the camera's spun around. The presentation's going to go on here very shortly, but you can see, look at the comfort and the setup we had here this afternoon, right? This is the level of luxury we're working at. See that? It saved us from any little spit of a shower that
Derek, I'll be quite honest with you. It could rain, it could hail, we could have snow now, and I couldn't care less, because what this means for clubs in Clare, for Camogie in Clare, is absolutely phenomenal. It's taken us 30 years to win just our second Munster Senior Club title, and my God, it means so much, so it does, to everyone.
We will get the presentation going here very, very shortly indeed. Our cameraman Mr. Pascal Brooks is outside giving the directions. No better man to do just that. And just behind him, all the Scariff-Ogonnelloe contingent and the blue and navy flags outside there as well, as they are getting ready to lift that Munster trophy. They like doing things first. Breed.
Oh, they like
first Clare final, win the title. First Munster final, win the title. And who's to say that this is where it'll end?
No, nobody knows where this will end. They're going to. They've brought such joy to my heart, and I'm sure to yours as well. When you see the journey they've been on, 2013 they lost the All-Ireland Junior Club final. 2016 they lost the All-Ireland Junior Club final by a point. They attacked, we've spoken about them, and themselves and through Clonlara, that they were pretenders to the throne. Well, they owned the throne in Clare, and after an absolute dogfight here today in Camogie, they own the throne in Munster now, so they do. They are deserving champions, so they are. I'm just so glad for them, because I know what it means to them as a club to take this win. And superb work from everyone, every single one of them. And even being out there last weekend, you were out there with us.
Found us without the set nav.
He found it, eventually you found it. But it's just, it's phenomenal. And I just think, I'm thinking of Heineken, Lamona here, and Newmarket and Fergus, who would have been our most recent contenders in the Munster final. And they went into it, and speaking yesterday evening on Clare FM Sideline View with Owen Brennan and James Lynch, and James described the team, their determination, their focus, and I threw in another word, they were fearless. And I think they were fearless here today as well, because they hadn't been at this platform at senior level, and to be there was just superb. No, isn't that lovely?
We got that live on camera, so well done, well done. It's fantastic stuff altogether.
It is absolutely.
And the presentation's just being set up here behind us, and in a while we'll turn the camera back to some more important stuff. But the Scariff-Ogonnelloe team and supporters are all down to our right hand side, just in the shadow of the scoreboard. So I'd imagine it's going to take a fair old effort to get them up out of there.
It's going to take a massive effort to get them in. But they won't mind in the slightest.
And Breed, can I just let some other people know something as well? Where does this rank in terms of birthday presents that you've got?
Thanks for the lovely birthday present. It's last year it was the same thing, in the year before with Heineken Lamona last year in Cashel against Inniscarra, and the year previous it was Heineken Lamona in the Gaelic grounds against Burgess Duhara, and now Scariff-Ogonnelloe have delivered. I think it's a superb weekend now for me anyway, personally, and I know it is for Scariff-Ogonnelloe, but you know, it's lovely. Thanks, lads.
Yeah, well, hopefully this continues, because as you mentioned as well, St. Brecken's beating Galty Gales in the Munster Intermediate football. Tomorrow, of course, we've got Broadford in the Intermediate hurling, and Milltown as well in the Munster Senior Club. So we'd love to, obviously, to make it 4 from 4. We're 2 from 2 today. We'll certainly take that.
Listen, and we're delighted with the 2 from 2, a Munster Senior Club. It's, wow. I suppose, talking to the 6 Mile Bridge girls and Trish O'Grady, she was actually on that team in 1989 when they won that Munster senior title, and we've had clubs go back into Munster every year since, and thus far we haven't been able to take that victory. So this, I think, of the knock-on effect it's going to have for the clubs around, the Kilmaleys, the Newmarket and Ferguson, the Kilkishen Bodikes, all them clubs, because we're no longer the also-rans, we're now the can-do, so we can.
Yeah, absolutely, and I suppose that was something referenced as well by Ciara Doyle in our interview with the Clare champion this week as well, that, you know, they said they wanted to be the best club in Clare. They are that now. They wanted to be the best club in Munster, and, you know, results and history books and records will tell you that in 2019 they were, with that hard-fought win, 178 points, just 2 points, as I mentioned, in the second half, a point from Mairead Scanlon after 24 minutes, and then Aisling Corbett's free at the death just to nail it. But we have to reference as well, Breed, the outstanding defending that came just before that free was won, because it looked as if, I think it was Anthony Kennedy or Siobhan McGrath was bearing down on goal, and out of nowhere, to get the hook in, just to put the pressure on, even if there was no contact, it just let her know that there was a defender there, put her off, we break up the field, the point goes over, and it was a massive swing at that time.
It was an absolute massive swing, so it was, and it was just what it was. It's the determination that they have been shown all through the campaign back in Clare and in the against Newcastle West in the semi-final. Absolutely superb. to be able to get in that minute block, overturn possession and move play down the field and win that crucial free like they did. Absolute superb.
We thought it was going to be difficult to get Scariff up out of that corner, and it's certainly proving so.
Chairperson Marion Graham now is doing her utmost to get them over, but I think she may need a little bit of help, so I do, to be honest with you. But you know what, I can't blame them. I can't blame them because they've done something that we haven't done in Clare for 30 years. And wow, would you blame them? You win your first county final, you go into Munster, and the old adage is that you need to lose one to win one. Well, by God, they certainly tore up that script, so they did. Yeah. Definitely have torn up that script.
They're doing well in maiden finals, as I mentioned, no question or doubt about that. 1-7 to 8 points, the full-time score here. Just running through some of the scores, Aisling Corbett with 2 frees. We also had 2 from Mairead Scanlon, 1 from a 45 in the first half. Marion Rogers 1-1, what a goal she got to get us underway. And Aoife Power and Jennifer Daly chipping in with points as well. Looking at Drom and Inch, they had 3 from Siobhan McGrath, 1 from Miriam Campion and 3 from place balls as well, or 4 rather, from place balls by Emer McGrath. Ultimately, we speak about goals and not to be too cliched, but I suppose we said it at half time here when we were talking to a couple of the Scariff crew, Dan Tracy and a few were over to us, that if they didn't concede a goal, we just thought that it was difficult to see them being outpointed.
Yeah, if they didn't concede a goal, it was going to be crucial, and they didn't. And when there was the danger up there, we saw Bob tip it out over the end line, take the risk on the 45s, because a goal, it's like, I know it's 3 points, but if you put a goal in, it's 3 less. Absolute exhausting runs up the field to try and put it over the bar. So that goal from Marion, my God, that goal will be one that she will cherish for a long, long time to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll first of all ask our Munster Council Secretary Carmen Harkin to present the player of the tournament, the player of the championship, which goes to number 13 from Scariff-Ogonnelloe, Aoife Power.
Looking out here, please, thank you.
What you've all been waiting for, I want to present the Thomas McDonagh Cup to the captain of the Scariff-Ogonnelloe team, Mairead Scanlon.
Thanks very much. Yeah, you got her page here back. She's there, Rachel. So do I.
Well, welcome back to Camogie Ground. Sabre Scariff-Ogonnelloe have been crowned Munster Club Camogie champions, joined by the player of the match, Aoife Power. Aoife, a nice accolade down on top of it, but I guess that Munster title, is that the most important thing?
Yeah, definitely. Like at the start of the year, we set out our goal just to do well and compete in Clare Championship, and this is an absolute dream come true. But we knew, coming in here, we were confident today. We knew that we have superb hurlers from 1 to 15, and every girl on the sideline as well. And I think our work rate got us over the line today. Like that second half, it was really tough conditions with the wind against us, but our backs never gave up. Like when we got the ball up to the forwards, we fought and fought. We mightn't have scored that much in the second half, but I think definitely the work rate got us over the line today. Because,
not to be cliche, but it did seem like the game of two halves, that big lead at half time and then having to kind of dig the heels in the second.
Yeah, definitely. But I think we're nearly used to that at this stage. For the last 3 or 4 matches we've played, we do get that big lead up in the first half, and we know that every team is going to have their purple patch, they're going to come back into it. So we're prepared for it, and we know we just have to keep fighting through it, and we came through it on the right side today, thank God.
Yeah, the start of the game, obviously, I suppose, very important to have that gap.
Yeah, definitely. It gives you that bit of confidence as well. It settles the nerves. Like, once you have a few scores on the board and you know that you're hurling well, you'll be settled and you'll settle into the game better. So.
Yeah, it'll lead to savage celebrations, I'd imagine.
Oh, definitely, yeah. There won't be college scene this week, I don't think.
we won't put that out live, so nobody will know that. Pat Minogue will get Pat in for a quick word. Pat, a day, I'd imagine, that someone like yourself that's so synonymous with Scariff-Ogonnelloe, it must have been one that you've been dreaming of for some time.
Well, we just met up at the end of training last night, and somebody said getting this far was a dream. And then we said, dreams come true at times. So the dream has come true. And it's been... A lot of people have made this possible over the years. I mean, people have worked in the club without success, but they kept producing 2 or 3 players every year. And if you can produce 2 or 3 players from every underage setup, by the time you get to 20 or 21, I mean, 11 of the team that started today were under 21. 10 of them are there again next year.
Okay.
And it's testament to the work that has gone on at underage. And look, we're there. I think there's one amazing stat out of the year. Since we started the first round of the championship in Clare, we have never been led.
Okay.
We have led from the beginning to the end in every match.
Wow.
And we've never been behind. And I think when we got in front, our work rate, hook and block and chase, and maybe we left 1 or 2 chances behind us there in the tight second half, which you would really need to be converting. But we dug in, and look, they never really threatened our goalie. There was one ball maybe that in the start of the second half, but they never really getting in. And we said last night, I could guarantee you, the one thing I said to the girls last night, I said, Marion O'Brien will get a goal. It might be the first minute, or it might be in the last minute of injury time, but she would get a goal, and she delivered again today. So she, in every round of the championship, she stuck a ball in the net, and that has been crucial. She did it in the county final, she did it against O'Markin in the first round, and when we were down to 14 players against Ina Kilnamona, she got a crucial goal before half time. So a huge brain around the square. She doesn't get fancy goals, but by jizz, if the ball is around the square, she knows where to put it. And it was testament to that little bit of experience and know-how and just getting on the breaking ball. You don't want her with the ball down on top of her in the square. You want her getting in behind the break. She's cute, she knows what to do, and she just... Outstanding. And she's a Munster Senior Championship won with Clare. She has the whole thing won now, and look at Senavi, we have won it and makes up for everything.
We're going to get just a couple more in here if I can, because I know they're freezing after winning this. But yeah, absolutely. Ciara Doyle, we'll talk about scores, we'll talk about all that, but a massive moment in that match, that hook you got in there towards the finish. I mean, it just goes to show this win built on savage work rate and honesty.
I was only hoping now not to foul her again and get the second yellow, but I suppose we've been just working hard so year, like that's something, like our work rate, hooking and blocking, everything, that's something we talk about before every match, at half time of every match. I suppose it was just keeping her composure in the end there, like anyone could have dived in, give away stupid fouls, but we didn't. We just held ourselves and got over the line, thank God, and we're bringing the honours back to Scariff-Ogonnelloe now.
You said that's what you wanted to do. That's a sweet feeling, obviously.
Yeah, it's an absolute dream. Like at the start of the year, this wouldn't have come into our minds whatsoever. Like winning that club championship, everyone thought, saying that after this, that as much as gone, it was bonus territory, but for us it wasn't bonus territory. It was, we wanted to push on, we wanted to win it. This is what we came here to do. So we were best team in Clare, now we're the best team in Munster, so we're absolutely delighted with it. Yeah,
a place in the history books. It only happens once every 30 years.
Exactly, I know. Sure, hopefully we'll come back and do it again next year.
Okay, so Ciara,
thank you very much.
We'll let her go. We'll put Amy Barrett back in here again. Amy, I mean, just to see all these Scariff-Ogonnelloe people out here, and obviously you're their heroes for tonight.
At the moment anyway, yeah. Like as you said, history, we've made history, we've done it.
We've done it in Clare, we've done it in Munster, and there's no stopping our team now. We're literally going to thrive on to win as much as we can and bring as many along with us as we can as well to bring support, and they're fantastic, they really are.
The journey, I mean, those Munster Junior Championships and All-Ireland final appearances, they can't be discounted either, because I suppose you lean back on a lot of that, don't you?
You do, of course, but I mean, you can only go forward. Like, you can't reminisce in the past. You can only do what's in front of you. You can only hope for what's ahead. So we look forward to the next match now.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, it's important for the club development. I mean, because there's young, there's young Amy Barretts, there's young Ciara Doyles, there's young Mairead Scannons out there looking up to you as well.
Yeah, to be honest, we've a very young panel, and I think if you look out there, the age, like you've Marion, you've Scan, and then you've the likes of Alva Rogers coming up, Jennifer Dale, and Cleena Mack, loads of girls coming up, and it's really important to reflect a good heart within the team to bring all them young girls forward. And even our underages, we're competing all at such a good level, and it's really, really good to see our younger girls coming up and hopefully coming to where we are today.
Very good. We'll let you go, because the jackets, as you can see, are being handed around here. People are getting cold. Ashling, you were over there, the photos and everything. It's that homecoming, you're obviously going to look forward to that.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it's going into this, like, it was just, we knew it was going to be such a 50-50 game. Like, we knew Drom and Inch were a serious outlet, and to be honest, we just knew if we brought our own game and didn't worry too much about the opposition, that we were in with a great chance of winning this. And thank God it came off for us anyway. Like, we worked hard and delighted.
That's something Jim said to us last Saturday night in Scariff, that he wasn't really too worried about getting the ins and outs of the Drum team, that it was your performance had to be right, and it was.
Yeah, well, to be honest, that's what we've done all year, as in we focus on ourselves and our game and what we can bring to it, and not so much the opposition. Now, there's always going to be a player or two that you need to know about, like, that are superb, but I think that's what's getting us, that's what's helping us get over the line, like, is focusing on our game and playing our game and letting everyone worry about us. So so far so good anyway.
So if we'll just get our final interview here, because I know everybody is getting the jackets on here again, and she's got the cup here. We've got that on camera, that famous cup that you've been dreaming about, obviously. I mean, you've worked towards this for so many years, haven't you?
Yeah, like, literally since you're a child, you're playing obviously to enjoy, and you're playing to just, when I was young, I was playing to just literally be involved and play games, but as the club has grown, and I suppose as the amalgamation has come about, I was kind of got that winning feeling, and I've got used to competing at a higher level, and like, the more we're kind of winning, the more you get a taste for winning, the more you want to win. So, like, yeah, we're just working so hard for all this. Like, I've been training since this time last year, and just to come out with 2 trophies is just, it's incredible. It's hard to put into words, like, so.
I guess to do it in the way you did as well, because you were tested in every facet of that word.
Yeah, that's it. Like, every game's been so different. I know we've got leads and we seem to have a strong first half, but we're playing outstanding teams, and no matter what they throw at us, we seem to always have an answer. So it's just a testament to our backs, and then a couple of hours, like, we're getting the couple of scores just enough to win the game, so it's huge. Like,
you'll want to push on from here, obviously. You'll enjoy Christmas and probably refocus after that.
Yeah, I don't know what the schedule now is next year. I think it's the All-Ireland series. I won't be thinking about it for a while. I was really looking forward to the break, but I suppose it's not a bad complaint to have, heading into winter as Munster and Clare champions. It's really stuff of dreams, as I said before. It really, really is.
You told me before that you have the McMahon Cup at home on the mantelpiece, and you find yourself kind of idly smiling at it, but there's a real look of love going towards that cup now as well.
It's got competition now at home. Like, I'll be smiling at this one too. No, it's really Jesus, like, to have 2 cups at the end of the year, 2 senior cups, like it's unbelievable. But we were laughing there, we say we haven't lost a game in Munster. We've been out of it 3 times, Scariff-Ogonnelloe, and this haven't lost yet, so it's a nice record to have, and it's lovely to have cups at the end of it. And to do it at senior is just so huge for the club and the parishes. Like, it really is a special day now.
Right, thanks so much for joining us there. So we'll get one last shot.
Yeah, get more.
No,
Get some food.
Thanks. Sorry. Yes, Eleanor Walsh. Sorry, Pascal. That's it now. Eleanor Walsh, chairperson of Scariff-Ogonnelloe Camogie Club. When the full-time whistle went, you were one of the first people over here to the fence, and you said, "I'm the chairperson of the club, and I've never been happier." And that hasn't changed, obviously.
Well, that hasn't changed, and that summed it up perfectly. I was in the corner there, and I asked Owen Brennan how much time was left, and he said 3 minutes, at which point I thought the entire contents of my stomach was going to make an appearance, because I thought, we're so close, but can we just grind it out. And in fairness, we've had good experience in grinding out wins. We've had like a close match with Kilnamona in our county semi-final. They brought it back to three points, and it was all hands to the deck for the last few minutes. Equally, Newcastle West in our Munster semi-final were running at us with fierce pace for the last few minutes of the Munster semi-final, and again we had to dig deep in it. So it wasn't new to us today to actually dig deep and hold on. I had gone down last weekend to the Sarsfields Drom and Inch match, and I knew what Drom and Inch were capable of. Sarsfields led for an awful lot of that match, and yet Drom and Inch pipped it at the end, and so I was a ball of feelings, memories, excitement, and I'm now so ecstatically happy, really.
Yeah. There seems to be real confidence, that the group were capable of this. Even as I mentioned, we were out in Scariff for the preview last weekend, and nobody seemed kind of overawed by the fact that this was a Munster final. It was just another game.
It was, and isn't that the way that you should approach it, really, if you can? We tried to keep it low profile, I suppose, for the players, and all the plans that went on around, regardless of them, and they weren't involved. So that was good. We've also been blessed with, I suppose, the management and the training schedule, that it worked so well. There was never any pressure put on girls, and if you weren't well to train, you didn't train, and you were minded. And between themselves and between the management, they just, from the word go, said, we're in this together, let's look after one another. If there's something wrong, if there's a tweak or something, let us know, we'll look after it, and so all along we've had committed players, committed management, and everyone just kind of did their bit, really. And when everyone does their job and helps one another do the job, I suppose it all comes together, and that's really what happened today.
And just finally, a big day for players, big day for management and all that, but from a club perspective and from a community perspective as well, I mean, your place is in history now as the chairperson when this accolade was brought back home.
Well, that's fantastic, because I was delighted to be part of the history, very proud of our club. I was the joint manager in 2013 when we got to the Junior All-Ireland, and so I suppose I'm playing a different part in the history books now. I was talking this morning at home and looking at some news, and of course this is the weekend that the Berlin Wall came down 30 years ago, and I was thinking about that, how historic that is. And 30 years ago was when 6 Mile Bridge won the Munster Senior Championship, and I thought, gosh, so all this just adding up for Scariff-Ogonnelloe to be part of kind of the 30-year picture further on. So I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm thrilled. The support we got from the community over the last while has been fantastic. I was saying to Mairead there earlier on, we have one set of jerseys between 4 adult teams, so I think now we might be able to splash a little bit of cash and get a second set of jerseys, so there doesn't need to be such a quick turnover of who washes and dries the jerseys before the match the following day. So it's great excitement.
Great stuff. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Clare Camogie might even give a grant for a new set of jerseys. We'll wait and see as Breed McNamara shoots the daggers. Jim, as I mentioned, it must mean a lot to you as a Scariff native, and you mentioned your own family connections on the team and all, to be on that line when the whistle went.
Yeah, no, it was definitely special there, Derek. Yeah, sure, it's an unbelievable achievement. Like, it was historic to win the Clare first of all in the first time of senior final, and it's definitely I suppose a bigger achievement now, even to win Munster, first time Munster senior campaign, and yeah, it was just massive now.
Yeah, you mentioned you were kind of coerced onto the management team by Pat Minogue all those years ago, and that development obviously growing, and this seems like a culmination of a lot of work by all those people.
Yeah, sure, a huge amount of work has gone in over the last few years, and yeah, like the players are developing the whole time. They're getting more experience, like every game they go out, like their self-confidence, self-belief is improving every game, but they're great players, so like it's just a matter of going out, playing the game, trying to improve as much as you can. Like, we don't have a massive squad, but like Joe, we have some great players.
Yeah, and as mentioned there, that like the 2013 and 16 junior wins can't be discounted either, because when the going got tough out there, it seemed as if that a lot of the game management came from on the field, that they knew themselves that, listen, we need to step up here and nail those vital scores.
Yeah, no, we have some great leaders there, and like yeah, definitely like getting to them junior finals, like definitely would have helped there for a finish, because we needed leaders there to step up, just to see out that game. And like in fairness to the girls, like they've been doing it all year, and like every one of them is leader, whether it's just win a simple ball or just do a bit of communication, setting up, or like we did play a sweeper there in the second half against the wind, like, and Joe was key to be organised there at that. And like the girls out in the field, like they're well able to organise themselves, like we give them instructions, but like they have to go out and play the game at the end of the day.
What was the feeling like at half time with that, that lead you had going in, knowing that the breeze was to come against you in the second half?
Yeah, well, like Joe, we're up the 6 points there at half time, but like that was definitely a 6-point win there in the second half. Everything was calm, like it was just trying to reassess, like, and just plan out for the second half, plan our approach, and just go again. Like Joe was going to be hard slog again there in the second half. Like it wasn't easy even to gain possession there. It was just like trying to do the simple, like we just tell the girls to do the simple things well. Everything will work off that then.
Yeah. Finally, I mean, you'll enjoy Christmas. It'll be a social to plan and all that kind of stuff as well. But I guess they probably won't be happy with this. They'll want to push on even more.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Like sure, it's like when we won Clare, like Joe, we hadn't even thought about the Munster campaign before we won Clare, like, but it's like this, we hadn't even thought about the All-Ireland campaign, but now we're in it, so we're going to be going all out again to win it. So it's going to be another big step up again. But like the girls have met every challenge so far this year, so they're well able for the next step.
Great stuff, Shane. The best of luck with it. Thanks very much.
All right.
We wrap up here from Camogie GA in Limerick after what was a historic day, the day we hoped for, the day we wanted, and the way we wanted to be wrapping up, I guess, Breed, after the game. A drama, a game that went right to the death, that had us enthralled right to the finish, but ultimately I guess anybody of a Clare disposition is going home happy.
Oh, listen, they're going home ecstatic. I'm going home absolutely over the moon. We've been here before. We've been here, I suppose, since I came into the board as PRO in start of 2011. We've been here and we've gone home heartbroken and dejected, and the feeling in my belly right now, I can't actually describe it to you, even though I deal in words, because it's just wonderful to be going home on the right side of the scoreline at the final whistle. And I just want to thank Scariff-Ogonnelloe for delivering this Munster Senior Club title to us in Clare Camogie, because everyone is going to benefit from this. Yeah, the focus is on them, the eyes are on them at the moment, and deservedly so, and rightly so, because they're the ones who've actually got over that final hurdle. But it's every other club behind that are vying to win the McMahon Cup in Clare who'll know, yeah, do you know what, lads, we can do it, because Scariff-Ogonnelloe showed us that it can be done. We are as good as the rest, we can be better than the rest, and they've proven it here today. And you know, the support, thank all the supporters from Scariff and from Ogonnelloe who've been down here. The well wishes were flooding in all morning on the Twitter account and the Instagram and the Facebook, and it was great to see it. Like 6 Mile Bridge GA lined out last weekend in the quarter final, and to see them rallying behind the girls this morning on Twitter. And of course I have to thank the Clare Champion, because without the live streaming of the games in the Clare campaign and here, there's a large audience who wouldn't have got to see this. So my sincere thanks to everyone inside the Clare Champion, yourself, Derek and Peter, the whole lot of ye in there, and also to the sponsors of the broadcast here today, Derg Credit Union and CareerWise Recruitment, because it's these businesses working behind the Clare Champion who want to deliver a service for Clare Camogie. We're all going to benefit out of it. There's people tonight in San Francisco, there's people tonight in Sydney who are going to be watching this. Okay, they'll probably think we're two lunatics standing here in an empty field with a cold breeze cutting us, but you know, they get to see what was a dogfight. It's often been said that finals aren't pretty. It might not have been pretty, but by God, who cares when you have the win on your side?
Absolutely, and they'll look to push on from there as well, and hopefully our streams continue as well into that All-Ireland series. Details of all that to be confirmed. My thanks to Breed here on Analysis with us across the afternoon, and to all the backroom team as well, to Sean and Pascal and all the crew that brought it to you here this afternoon. Wrapping up in Camogie GA Club in Limerick, Scariff-Ogonnelloe going home crowned Munster champions, Breed going home another year older officially, and for a night out as well. Plenty of bonfires to come, and they can mix between the two. And we'll talk to you again on our Champion podcast. It's coming on Monday this week. We'll see you then.